to is my favourite story, I think, in showbiz this year. The Justin Baldoni war with Blake Lively, which seems to me, initially I felt quite sorry for Blake Lively. Then I've been reading all the messages between them all, and which he's been putting out, obviously. And it just seems like a pair of absolute weapons-grade narcissists now spray gunning each other with as much dirt as they can possibly do, having spewed lovey-dovey stuff to each other for months on end. I mean, again, critical drinker, this is in
Blake's first amended complaint, Blake changed what she alleges about what happened while filming the slow dance scene, now that the footage has been released for everyone to see. So what they're saying is, now that, Justin Baldoni shared the truth of what it looks like, they're no longer making the same claims. Previously, they said Miss Lively was filming a slow dance scene for a montage in which no sound was recorded. Of course, Justin proved there was sound. Mr. Baldoni chose to let the camera roll and have them perform the scene, but did not act in character as Ryle. Instead,
that's part of the point that Justin's team is making in kind of complying with what they're viewing as threats made on her behalf against Justin, is like, well, there's this financial consequence to everything in addition to the strike consequences too, right? So they filmed May to June, then shut down for the strike, and then they were down until January. But I think that the strike lifted in November, but then she had all these return to work provisions.
Blake Lively is slamming The Hollywood Reporter's recent magazine cover. The cover features the actress launching a slingshot at Justin Baldoni amid their ongoing legal battle. The edition shows an image of Blake alongside a story in which the outlet investigated, attempting to tie Justin's Baha'i faith to his situation with the It Ends With Us actress. A spokesperson for Blake slammed the magazine, telling E! News in a statement, quote, "The Hollywood Reporter should be ashamed of itself."
Blake Lively can forget about packing her bags for New Orleans this weekend. Well, I guess
she can go.
She can still go to the Super Bowl.
She's just not going to get the best suite, that's for sure.
She will not be in Taylor Swift's suite because their friendship is in a, I don't even know if it's right to call it a friendship anymore.
You could call it kaput.
Yeah.
At least from one side.
Yeah, what's interesting about this is that Blake is at least making it seem like they're good. And as we broke the story yesterday.
Justin's part, he filed a $400 million countersuit against Blake, her husband Ryan Reynolds, and their publicist, as well as a $250 million defamation lawsuit against the New York Times for publishing a story detailing Lively's initial civil rights complaint. Their cases have been consolidated with a potential trial start date of March 9th, 2026. Everyone involved has declined the court's mediation efforts and said that settlement talks would be premature. E! News has reached out to reps for Justin Baldoni and The Hollywood Reporter and has not heard back.
I said that I feel sorry for trans people who just want a quiet life again.
Well, yeah, of course, some people just want a quiet life. They don't want the attention. I agree with you on that, and that's completely fine. Some people do deserve that. But you can't victim blame trans rights activists and say that because they were trying to...
But you can when they deliberately damage women's rights. That's the point.
But really
That's what
what's
the whole
happened
debate's been
with
about.
Trump is that he's decided to, I mean, also his ChatGPT executive order about there only being two genders doesn't even make any sense because you can't be a male at conception.
Blake Lively's decision to leave the country came as a surprise to many. Known for her glamorous Hollywood lifestyle and thriving career, the actress has always been a fixture in the entertainment world. But recently, rumors began swirling that she and her family had quietly relocated outside the U.S. Was it for a new film project, a desire for privacy, or something deeper? Speculations are all over the map. Some sources claim Lively is eyeing international opportunities, possibly expanding her career beyond Hollywood. Others suggest it's a personal choice, a way to shield her family from the constant glare of the paparazzi. After all, Blake and her husband, Ryan Reynolds, have always been fiercely protective of their children's privacy. But not everyone is buying the privacy angle. Critics argue that her move feels like a retreat, especially at a time when many celebrities are using their platforms to address pressing social issues. The public's reaction has been divided. While some fans applaud her for prioritizing her family, others question whether she's stepping away from her responsibilities as a public figure. Whatever the reason, one thing is clear. Blake Lively's decision has sparked a wave of curiosity and debate. And as the rumors continue to swirl, one question remains unanswered. What's the real story behind her move? But just as the public began to digest this news, Piers Morgan stepped into the fray, and he had a lot to say. Piers Morgan is no stranger to controversy, and when it comes to calling out celebrities, he rarely holds back. So, when news broke about Blake Lively's move, it didn't take long for Morgan to weigh in, and his comments were anything but subtle. In a series of fiery tweets and a segment on his show, Morgan didn't mince words. He accused Lively of being out of touch, suggesting that her decision to leave the country was a prime example of celebrity privilege. While ordinary people are struggling to make ends meet, he argued, Blake Lively is jetting off to some luxury hideaway, completely detached from reality. But Morgan didn't stop there. He went on to question her commitment to the causes she's publicly supported in the past, like women's rights and environmental issues. If you're going to preach about making a difference, he said, then you need to be in the trenches, not running away when things get tough. Unsurprisingly, Morgan's comments sparked a firestorm on social media. Some applauded him for speaking truth to power, calling his critique a much-needed reality check for Hollywood elites. Others, however, slammed him for being overly harsh and dismissive of Lively's right to privacy. The debate quickly escalated, with fans and critics alike taking sides. But one thing was clear: Piers Morgan had turned Blake Lively's personal decision into a full-blown public controversy. And as the backlash grew, all eyes turned to Lively herself. How would she respond? While the internet buzzed with opinions, Blake Lively remained unusually quiet. But was her silence a sign of indifference, or something more calculated? While Piers Morgan's criticism dominated headlines, Blake Lively stayed noticeably quiet. No press releases, no interviews, no fiery clapbacks on social media. For someone who's known for her wit and charm, her silence was deafening. But was it strategic, or was there more going on behind the scenes? Fans quickly began dissecting her every move for clues. Some pointed to her Instagram posts, where she shared serene, picturesque photos of what appeared to be her new surroundings. Was this her way of subtly addressing the rumors without directly engaging? Others speculated that her silence was a deliberate choice, a way to avoid fueling the fire and giving Morgan the attention he seemed to crave. Meanwhile, Lively supporters rallied behind her, flooding social media with messages of support. Many argued that her decision to leave the country was a personal one, and that she owed no explanation to anyone. She's a mother, a wife, and an individual first, one fan tweeted. If she needs space, she has every right to take it. But not everyone was convinced. Critics argued that her silence only added to the mystery, leaving room for more speculation and rumors. Was she avoiding the spotlight because there was more to the story? Or was she simply choosing to rise above the noise? Whatever the case, one thing was clear. Blake Lively's response, or lack thereof, had become a story in itself. And as the debate raged on, the question remained: would she eventually break her silence, or would she let her actions speak for themselves? With Blake Lively staying tight-lipped, the media and the public began filling in the gaps, and the theories that emerged were anything but ordinary. When a celebrity stays silent, the media and the public rarely do. And in Blake Lively's case, the speculation reached a fever pitch. With no official statement from the actress, everyone seemed to have their own theory about why she left the country, and some of them were downright wild. One popular theory suggested that Lively's move was tied to a new top-secret project. Could she be working on an international film or TV series that required her to relocate? Fans pointed to her history of taking on bold, unexpected roles as evidence that this might be the case. Others speculated that the move was more personal. Rumors swirled about tensions within her inner circle, or even challenges in her marriage to Ryan Reynolds. While there was no concrete evidence to support these claims, the gossip mill churned out endless insider reports, each one more dramatic than the last. Then there were the conspiracy theories. Some claimed Lively's departure was a strategic move to avoid legal or financial troubles, though no specifics were ever provided. Others suggested it was a statement about the state of the U.S., with Lively choosing to distance herself from the political and social climate. The media, of course, ate it up. Headlines ranged from sympathetic to sensational, with every outlet offering its own take on the story. Meanwhile, social media became a battleground of opinions, with fans and critics alike debating the truth behind Lively's decision. But amidst all the noise, one question lingered. How much of this speculation was rooted in fact, and how much was pure fiction? As the theories piled up, it became clear that the truth might be far simpler or far more complicated than anyone realized. While the rumors continued to swirl, the controversy raised bigger questions about celebrity culture, privacy, and the price of fame. What does Blake Lively's story tell us about the world we live in today? Blake Lively's decision to leave the country and the firestorm that followed isn't just about her, it's a reflection of the complex relationship between celebrities, the media, and the public in today's hyper-connected world. Celebrities are constantly under a microscope, their every move dissected and debated. For someone like Blake Lively, who has spent years balancing a thriving career with a fiercely guarded personal life, the pressure can be overwhelming. Her decision to leave the country raises important questions about the right to privacy. Should public figures be expected to share every detail of their lives, or are they entitled to make personal choices without scrutiny? Then there's the role of social media. Platforms like Twitter and Instagram have given fans unprecedented access to celebrities, but they've also become breeding grounds for speculation and judgment. In Lively's case, her silence only fueled the rumors, proving just how quickly a narrative can spiral out of control in the digital age. But perhaps the most striking aspect of this controversy is what it says about societal expectations. Piers Morgan's criticism of Lively hinged on the idea that celebrities have a responsibility to stay in the trenches and use their platforms for good. While that's a valid point, it also raises another question. Where do we draw the line between public responsibility and personal freedom? Blake Lively's story is a reminder that fame comes at a cost. It's a constant balancing act between staying relevant and protecting one's sanity, a challenge that few of us can truly understand. And as the debate over her decision continues, it forces us to confront our own role in perpetuating the culture of scrutiny and judgment. So, where does this leave Blake Lively, and Piers Morgan for that matter? As the dust begins to settle, what's next for both of them in the wake of this controversy? As the controversy begins to fade from the headlines, the big question remains, what's next for Blake Lively and Piers Morgan? For Lively, this could be a turning point in her career and public image. Will she continue to stay out of the spotlight, focusing on her family and personal life? Or will she use this moment to re-emerge with a bold new project that silences her critics? Some industry insiders believe Lively's move could actually work in her favor. By stepping away from the chaos of Hollywood, she might be positioning herself for a career reinvention, one that allows her to take on more meaningful roles or even explore opportunities behind the camera. After all, she's proven time and again that she's more than just a pretty face. She's a savvy businesswoman and a talented actress with a keen eye for storytelling. On the other hand, Piers Morgan shows no signs of slowing down. Love him or hate him, he's mastered the art of staying relevant. This controversy is just another chapter in his long history of stirring the pot and sparking debates. If anything, it's solidified his reputation as a provocateur who isn't afraid to take on Hollywood's biggest names. But the real question is, what does this mean for the rest of us? Blake Lively's story is a stark reminder of the pressures that come with fame and the fine line between public responsibility and personal freedom. As fans and critics, it's worth asking ourselves, how much scrutiny is too much? And when do we cross the line from holding celebrities accountable to invading their privacy? In today's hyper-connected world, the boundaries between public and private life have become increasingly blurred. Celebrities are expected to share their lives with the world, yet they're also judged for every decision they make. Blake Lively's decision to leave the country has sparked a debate about where those boundaries should lie. Should public figures be allowed to step away from the spotlight without facing criticism? Or do they owe it to their fans to remain accessible and transparent? This controversy also forces us to reflect on our own behavior as consumers of celebrity culture. Social media has given us unprecedented access to the lives of the rich and famous, but it's also created a culture of constant judgment and speculation. Are we contributing to the problem by demanding every detail of their lives, or are we simply holding them to the same standards we hold ourselves? Whatever happens next, one thing is certain. This controversy has left a lasting impact. It sparked conversations about celebrity culture, privacy, and the role of the media, and those are conversations that aren't going away anytime soon. From the ethics of paparazzi culture to the responsibilities of influencers, these are issues that affect not just celebrities, but all of us in the digital age. In a world where every move is scrutinized, Blake Lively's decision to leave the country has become more than just a personal choice. It's a reflection of the challenges and complexities of modern fame. So, what does this mean for the future of celebrity culture? Will we see more stars stepping back from the spotlight to protect their privacy? Or will the pressure to stay relevant continue to outweigh the need for personal space? As we wrap this up, one thing is clear: the way we view and interact with celebrities is evolving. Blake Lively's story is just one example of the ongoing struggle between fame and freedom. And it's a reminder that the conversation about privacy, accountability, and the price of fame is far from over. So, where do we go from here? That's a question we'll all have to answer together. In a world where every move is scrutinized, Blake Lively's decision to leave the country has become more than just a personal choice. It's a reflection of the challenges and complexities of modern fame. From Piers Morgan's fiery criticism to the endless speculation from fans and media, this controversy has sparked a heated debate about privacy, privilege, and the price of living in the public eye. But beyond the headlines, there's a bigger question at play. How do we, as a society, balance our fascination with celebrities' lives with their right to make personal decisions without judgment? Blake Lively's story is a reminder that fame isn't always glamorous. It's often a double-edged sword. On one hand, it brings wealth, influence, and opportunities most people can only dream of. On the other, it comes with relentless scrutiny, loss of privacy, and the constant pressure to live up to impossible standards. This controversy has also highlighted the role of social media in shaping public perception. Platforms like Twitter and Instagram have given fans unprecedented access to celebrities, but they've also become echo chambers for judgment and speculation. In Lively's case, her silence only fueled the rumors, proving just how quickly a narrative can spiral out of control in the digital age. And then there's the question of accountability. Piers Morgan's criticism of Lively hinged on the idea that celebrities have a responsibility to use their platforms for good. While that's a valid point, it also raises another question. Where do we draw the line between public responsibility and personal freedom? Should celebrities be expected to share every detail of their lives, or are they entitled to make personal choices without facing backlash? As we watch this story unfold, one thing is clear: The conversation about celebrity culture isn't going away anytime soon. Whether you side with Blake Lively, Piers Morgan, or somewhere in between, this controversy forces us to confront our own role in the world of fame and scrutiny. Are we holding celebrities to an unfair standard, or are we simply demanding transparency from those who influence our culture? So what do you think? Was Blake Lively's move a bold statement or a retreat from the spotlight? And where do we draw the line between holding celebrities accountable and respecting their privacy? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the stories that matter. Thanks for watching. We